Yo, how'd go? Welcome to the System Down, your inside look at youth culture and music in Nassau. For our first episode, we're going to be diving into why Bahamian culture still flies under the radar when it comes to pop and music culture. Outside looking in, you're going to see it as this, this paradise, this place where, that saying, I live where you vacate. I fucking hate that term. But, you see it as this touristic place, this destination. But in real life, in reality, it's a real place with real people that go through real struggles, just like, people in, the city life or the countryside. It's a real place with real people and real culture. And the biggest icons of our culture has historically been athletes and comedians. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually a good thing because athletes represent discipline, they represent excellence, they represent hard work, and they're usually good role models that give back to their community. So that's actually a good thing. And comedians, they make people laugh. It don't matter if you're being a clown, if you're making a total fool out of yourself, or if you're genuinely a funny person. Bahamians just want to laugh, that's all. As of recently though, there's been a rise of artists based in the Bahamas and abroad who's been making moves, and not just in one genre. I'm talking about musical artists, by the way. I mean, you got R&B guys like Kane for you, got Youngless gals from Michael Road, like It's Deal. You got some weirdo pop artists like Blizzard Falls. You got queer artists like Agawan. You got rake and scrape artists like Johnny Cake. You got the real YNs like TNS Malik.
I've been the hardest in the city, no debating now.
And they just popping up all over. It's just so many of them. And they all got their own motion going on. They got their followers on TikTok and Instagram. They got the radio interviews, and they starting to get some local support, getting radio play and all that stuff. But still, the people and the culture still ain't fully behind them yet. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. Unlike Jamaican culture, which has been dominating ever since the 60s or 50s, I want to say. I mean, way back in the day when, Bob Marley, even before Bob Marley, because Bob Marley was in the 70s, but even way before then, Jamaican culture has been making waves in the music space, even to the point where other global cultures have been trying to appropriate and adopt their style and incorporate it into their own different genres. I mean, it's been super influential. They've been having their moment even up to the day, whereas now we are just starting to have our moment. We just starting to brew, and we, the people, the culture, are slowing it down for these artists. And the reason being is because we don't understand why we need each other. It's a symbiotic relationship between the people, the culture, and the artist. See, the culture hasn't evolved yet to a point where it fully believes in itself, and that's why it's not, self-sustainable. When I say self-sustainable, I mean most if not all the artists that I named aren't, fully making a living off of music itself, because there's no ecosystem behind it, because the culture still hasn't reached up to that mentality. We see American artists and Jamaican artists and Afro artists are as bigger than our own, so they don't need to do much to get our support and validation in comparison to our own Bahamian artists. See, the excuse people used to make back in the day was that, you would ask, oh, why we don't support our own, and then someone would be like,
but their music sound like dog shit, but
or
it don't sound professional. They ain't put enough effort in it.
But we seeing now today that you don't need to be talented. You do need to put in some work, but a lot of people still making it without even making that much of an effort. They just have the people behind them. You got people nowadays making music off their phone. They plug in their Apple earbuds into BandLab and recording right into their microphone. And yes, it does sound like dog shit, but music is music. If the people feeling it, they can rock to it, they can vibe to it, no matter if it sound distorted or if it sound clean and pristine. Our problem has always been that we have a low collective self-esteem and low collective confidence. I don't mean to sound overly intellectual, but that's just the best way I could put it. If I don't feel within myself that I have the capabilities to be great, then I don't feel like that person or that other person has the capability to be that great. Who the fuck that person think he is? He born right over there. He was born in my neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? So what do you think he's trying to do right now to make music or do streaming or whatever? You best go try to get on a government job. And that's the mentality we have towards each other. Take, for example, this Lil Davy situation. Lil Davy is a streaming artist from Nassau. She might be from another island, but if I don't know where you're from, I'm just gonna assume you're from Nassau, because I'm from now. And right now, she might take the cake as the Bahamas' most hated streamer. I mean, left, right, and center, every day she's taking blows. There's people in her comments on TikTok and Facebook sharing her posts and, saying negative things about her in her posts. And the first time I started to realize this was happening was during Kaiser Streamers University campaign.
I'm at Streamer U. It's cold as fuck actually.
She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. She was a fairy. Yeah, yeah. She was a fairy with a fatty.
Next time they have a Streamer University, y'all, I'ma actually apply. I wish I did apply, but I didn't apply because if you don't know by now, I was actually getting my second law degree, and I was traveling during the same time that they had the applications. I filled out the application, but I wasn't able to make the video because I was so busy.
Although she made it clear that she did not apply for Streamers University, people made it seem like she was pretending to be one of the streamers at Streamers University because she would do live streams outside of the building.
Lil Davy addresses Streamer University drama.
When I'm telling you, last week when I graduated, I mean the whole Facebook going crazy. Oh, we love you, we support you. Now y'all don't like me no more. And it's cause I lied. The fact that thousands of people wanna watch me, bro, just makes me know that I'm literally like tickling something.
They would make fun of her because she's a stud. They'd call her delusional because she thinks she's famous. Some people don't like her music because she sings in a Jamaican accent. She's a Bahamian. And that's a topic I'm gonna have to touch on in a different video. And the fact that she posts clips referring to herself in third person. But none of this is abnormal activity, especially in the streamer world. I mean, that could be a very immature space for a lot of people, and you know, to be able to gain and maintain a lot of people's attention, you gotta do some crazy shit. You basically gotta be a circus clown. Regardless of what people say, these artists have their own follower base and people that rock with them and support them with all the posts and music they put out. And they do a pretty good job at disregarding what people say, and I commend them for that. Like, it's come to the point where it's the artists against the people, and everywhere else in the world is the exact opposite. These people are super important because the Bahamas is always years behind the outside world. And that's not just because it's an island and everything moves slower here, but it's because our art scene isn't where it needs to be. It's getting there, it's starting to move, it's starting to brew, but it's still not where it needs to be. And we need it because art and culture is what causes revolutions to happen. It's what influences change, it's what opens up mind, it's what fights oppression. I mean, these artists can do much more for us than with those motherfuckers that are eating up our tax dollars and taking up space at Bahamas Information Services. I mean, what is Bahamas Information Services? What do I need that for? I mean, I have Google Maps, I have Apple Maps, I have ChatGPT, I have Google. Please tell me why do I need a BIS? When we realize how important Bahamian artists are bringing to change and progress into our society, then maybe we won't need to blame the government for everything, because we don't need the government for everything. We just need an open mind and a culture that is centered around supporting our own artists as they develop into superstars. So that's it for the System Down very first video. If you found any value in it, please like and subscribe and comment if you agree with me or not.